As Zac made his way to the executive conference room, he was passed unnoticed by dozens of aliens, most from the 13-member worlds of the Grid Coalition, including Antera, and with a smattering of others from the formerly affiliated worlds in the outer reaches. Zenith Station was where most of the trade delegations were found, monitoring their shipments and scheduling deliveries or exports to and from Earth. Zac hadn't been to the station recently except for a quick ship transfer 4 months ago on his way to Earth. He was sure the station's alien population had declined since then, and would eventually turn into a mass exodus as the Seken fleet drew closer. All the worlds in the grid, other than Earth, received the same message as did the REVs on Crious. Do not involve yourself in the Seken conflict with the humans, and you will not be harmed. Since none of the worlds were in the same class as Earth militarily or industrially, the aliens had already communicated to the Seken their intent to remain neutral, including the REVs. But the REVs' neutrality was subject to change, and it would be General Zac Murphy who would make the final call. He'd agonized over the decision for the past 3 weeks, and now the powers that be on Earth were demanding an answer.
"Where the hell have you been?"
Colonel Angus Price snapped at him when Zac appeared at the entrance to the conference room.
"The bloody meeting's about to start."
"I was in the gym," Zac stated evenly. Angus buried his chin in his chest.
"The gym? What the hell for?"
"Just taking a little survey."
"Of what?"
"Attitudes," Zac answered cryptically.
"What does that mean?"
Angus was interrupted when a military police sergeant made an announcement that the meeting was commencing and that all authorized attendees were to enter the room. Zac moved toward the door but was stopped when Angus grabbed his arm.
"Listen, mate. I want to make sure we are on the same page,"
he whispered forcefully. Zac grimaced. "Yeah, about that." Angus frowned as Zac pulled away from him and entered the room. Since arriving at Zenith Station, Zac had been acting strangely, wanting to be alone and not socializing with the other members of his entourage. Angus sensed something was bothering him, something serious enough that even his best friend was being left in the dark. The room was filled with people, including a few aliens, which Angus found disturbing. If none of the other races within the grid were willing to help Earth in her time of need, then what the hell were they doing here? Angus and Zac found their designated seats on one side of the long rectangular table, seated next to General David Cross, Dr. Derek Slater, and the industrialist, Howard Summerlin.